Well, great morning, everyone. I want to pull cards and look at I just read this one thing, or just heard it on the YouTube, about a company, okay? And there are a number of companies like this going bankrupt. They voted for Trump 3 times. Now, this particular company had been in business for over 40 years, through COVID, through everything, managed just fine, but now they're having to file for bankruptcy. So what would make somebody vote for Trump 3 times and wind up bankrupt? I don't get this mentality. And this is, I guess, it's a construction company, so of course ICE is coming and all of their workers are being deported. You cut off your nose to spite your face. I don't get it. So let's see what it's about. So the reading is about, facing loss now. 5 of Cups. So now they've lost their company. They've lost their income, filing bankruptcy, and it looks pretty bleak, doesn't it? Energy coming into it is about a message about the actions, okay? And he's pretty much out there in the desert now, isn't he? Above it, something new, concrete when it comes to the finance. The foundation is the Emperor. Okay, so this is the person at the head of the business. Also could be Trump, but somebody in charge. Now, because of Trump and this new drama, this guy has faced loss. His whole business, the action. Maybe it's because he believed that this new concrete happening by Trump was going to aid him. But let's see what's going on now. 7 of Swords. This running away and with what little he can carry, okay, trying to get away with it. But in this case, we saw that Trump is the one that's got the theft going. And this guy's just trying to, carry whatever he can on his back. The challenge is, what's coming in? What's coming in? So, action is about what is coming in. Above it, trying to figure out his next move in life, 2 of Wands, with the foundation of, feeling out, 7 of Wands, being stressed, out there on your own, on the edge of a cliff, if you will, okay? This is the one where you're backed up against the cliff. In this case, he's out there on a limb, trying to figure out his next move, absconding with whatever he can get now, okay? Because of Trump, he's out on a limb. Lost his business of 40 years. So that's the challenge. Looking to see what's coming in at this point in time. Potential outcome. An agreement. So he's got an agreement going now. Outside influence is, the actions that took place. The control of actions. Above it, a concrete message about the finance, the drama, and feeling on guard battle weary. Now an agreement finally about the actions that Trump has controlled. This guy is now out on a limb because of Trump, and now he is, feeling battle weary above it. He thought this was going to aid him concretely. Now he's trying to figure out the next action, and he's got this message about the finance. He's losing his business, all of it, okay? Because of what? Moon madness, okay? Moon madness, the insanity of Trump. The lid is off about those in positions of power, okay? This false, fake Christianity, the Keebler Christian, all of these other ones that are aiding in this, the lovers again, those that believe in Trump, clung to him, supported him, and now lost their businesses because of him. Because guess what? They're bloodied and bleeding on the ground. The truth is hitting him now about what they bought into, about the lies, what they were fed, the things they were fed, and the new cup now they have to deal with when it comes to the Magatonians trying to figure out their next move in life. Okay? So you see now a lot of Magatonians out there that voted for this fool numerous times are now singing the blues. Because why? Great leader has now left them out on a limb, and they are stressing. They are stressing. They're battle weary. Okay? Face loss. Message about an action. Yeah, trying to get away with this stuff. The takeaway on this, it's also what I call this card. If they're not in the middle of stealing something, then it's the takeaway about what's coming in, what's overseas. And now there is an agreement about the actions that this guy has controlled. Whether it's the Iranian war that he's gotten this into, or whether it's about his tariffs, the illegal tariffs, or whether it's about ICE and deporting all these guys' workers that now he's bankrupt, he's got no workers. They're now starting to wake up and seeing what they voted for, what they bought into, and now the takeaway is they've lost jobs, they've lost businesses, they've lost their savings, they've lost, a wake-up call finally, but is this too little, too late? For many of them, it is. Like I said, this guy has lost his business. 40 years, he built it up, was fine through COVID, fine through these, and what? They wanted to follow great leader, Trump, the great businessman, that bankrupted, 6 times filed bankruptcy, the king of debt, he loves debt, and they thought this is the brilliant person to follow, to support, and he's going to save the country. Yeah. Hard-won lessons, isn't it? Hard-won lessons. Let's see what else the cards have to tell us about this. Hard-won lessons. So what's the takeaway for these people now? Message about an action. They're clearing up as to what action they did that preceded this. Okay? Yeah. Concrete. Now they see the concrete happenings, the message of concrete, how it affected them financially, etc. How it affected them in their lives concretely. Okay? So yeah, what was hidden, what they didn't see, what they didn't get. And now the burden that they're facing because of their choices made in life. So now they have the difficulty they're having to deal with, and they're looking for something new, concrete, to come in, something viable. Something viable. Okay, again, this concrete message about what happened to them financially, etc. Now, I know in my own life, my daughter got laid off, okay, from her job. And so now she's been, looking for something new. So it's affected all of us in some way, shape, or form, okay? But, the good thing is, the reading I got today is we need to hang steady. Progress is being made. We just got to be ready to go. We need to see this from the higher perspective and continue forward. So that's what we're going to do. And some of the Magatonians are really, really having a hard one lesson. Now I saw one today. She still thinks that Trump is trying to pull us out of this, and that he's still trying to save us, and it's all. So some of them still haven't learned. They still haven't woke up. They're still making excuses for Trump. Unfreaking believable. How blind can they be? Well, we're seeing how blind some people can be. So on that note, I'll leave that here. We'll see you online.